talk about correlation research. Here we have 3 keynote speakers on this podcast. And the first keynote speakers talk about definition and objective of correlation research. The second keynote speakers talk about the characteristics of correlation research. The third keynote speakers talk about the results of correlation research. So we get straight to the point. Okay, the first keynote speaker, before you tell about the definition and objective, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Nafidatul Jannah, and I would like to explain about the definition and objective of correlational research. A correlation is the measurement of the correlationship between 2 or more variables using correlational statistics to investigate the precise degree of their relationship in the group or population are not controlled by the experimenter or are already present together. In correlation research, the X variable is not called independent variable. It is called predictor or explanatory variable, while the Y variable is called outcome or criterion variable. The correlation can be used only when X variable is continuous. For example, student IQ, age, level of education. Therefore, the research question has to be stated like, do the higher IQ the student have the better achievement they make at school? Or do the better reading score the student have the better scores they get from writing tests? Besides ranking the subject of research from high to low, while with continuous variables, our researcher can also categorize the subject into high group, mild and low group. When a researcher categorizes the subject in the continuous variables, the researcher can use a causal comparative design using a research problem like, do students with high IQ achieve better in reading than the student with middle IQ? Do students with high reading score achieve better in writing than students with low reading score? Okay, and then an example of research problem for correlational research design would be, do the higher self-esteem the student have score the student from self-esteem test, the better they achieve or the higher achievement score they earn at school. While the example of research problem for causal comparative research design with the same variable would be, do the student with high self-esteem achieve higher than those with low self-esteem? Okay, and then the objective of correlational research. After reading this chapter, readers are expected to be able to 1. Explain when correlational research can be used. 2. Conduct a correlational research. 3. Explain the meaning of correlation confidence. 4. Explain the meaning of scalar diagram. without subjecting either of the variables to external conditioning. The second characteristic is correlational research is backward-looking. Correlational research doesn't take the future into consideration as it only observes and measures the recent historical relationship that exists between two variables. In this sense, the statistical pattern resulting from correlational research is backward-looking and can cease to exist at any point going forward. Correlational research observes and measures historical patterns between two variables such as the relationship between high income earners and tax payment. Correlational research may reveal a positive relationship between the aforementioned variables, but this may change at any point in the future. The third characteristic is correlational research is dynamic. Statistical patterns between two variables that result from correlational research are ever-changing. The correlation between two variables changes on a daily basis and such it cannot be used as a fixed data for further research. For example, the two variables can have a negative correlational relationship for a period of time, maybe 5